Hello, and welcome to my live video. My name is Kellyanne Matuskiewicz. If you didn't already know that, this is like the first time you're seeing a video of mine, make sure you say hi. And in the meantime, if you are a repeat visitor, say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're checking out the replay. There's a couple of things there's a few things, right, that I want to talk about tonight. I'm gonna keep this video brief because what I'm realizing is that I like to have things brief. My brain works really fast. I like when people get to the point of things. Although I do have a mentor who she goes on and she's just entertaining, and so I guess if I was entertaining, it wouldn't matter how long this was, right? But there's a part of my brain that is like the two opposites of it. It's like the part that always wants to make sure that what I am saying is going to make sense, right? That's that type A personality. That's a part of the Capricorn in me. That's the like natural essence of who I am, is that whatever I'm speaking, I want it to make sense. And then there's the other side of me, which I fully own too, is that sometimes I don't make sense at all. And that is actually one of my gifts. It's in when I am not making sense. So when I'm speaking, either, through communicating through these videos or working in my groups or working with my clients, the transformation and change comes through my voice and through our energetic connection and our, the presence. And so because some of the work that I do is about, flipping those inner scripts and, plucking out the limiting beliefs and the fears and the stories in your mind that are actually keeping you from doing your thing, right? Holding you back from being your fullest self. When I don't make sense, it works in the background of the mind to kind of just sweep it out like a little dust bunny. And a lot of times what's so funny is like, it's just laughter. A lot of shifts come through in laughter. So speaking of laughter, I was started to receive this message to share with you guys this morning when I was in yoga. And I want to keep it condensed, but there's stories I want to share. I was in yoga this morning and the teacher said, I loved it. She's like, life is the breaths between the inhale and the exhale. And that just like so lands with like how I see life, is that, it's about right now. It's about now, and it's about the journey, right? So it's like what I see happening sometimes with, entrepreneurs and, business leaders is that the next thing, it's always the next thing, right? It's like the next goal, it's the next accomplishment, it's the next, course. Hi, Nikki. And totally like disregarding and missing, hi Robin, disregarding and missing the, amazing experiences and accomplishments and the, offerings to the world, whether it be in your, sharing your art or sharing your healing or, your writing and your message and just the way that you show up, right? It's like, I know some incredible people doing some amazing things in the world as far as creating these, miraculous healings and supporting people in, getting those next levels in the life experiences that they want. And now the thing is what I've seen happen with them is that they've learned to work smarter and not harder. They've learned to unhook from the stories of, you got to work, you have to like, success only comes when you're working hard. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Anne. No pain, no gain. And there is an evolution that's been happening. There's been shifts in energy and consciousness that have been happening, and people are waking up to the inner gifts within themselves that actually have profound impacts with minimal, I don't know, time, I guess we could say, right? So for example, it's like, even when I started doing healing work years ago, I was doing hands-on healing work. Now everything that I do is virtual. My senses, I can feel wherever you are in the world. And people would come and they would say, I feel like I've had like years of therapy in a 1 hour session, right? And that was 15 years ago or more, right? Or maybe it was around 15 years ago, right? And now it's only advanced. Hi, Natasha. It's only advanced. We've advanced as much as and quickly as technology and our cell phones. And so when I'm saying that these people that I'm witnessing that are working smarter, not harder, and having the success and enjoying the lives and, remembering the reason why they went into business, right? Because they wanted to have an impact. They wanted to share their message, right? And so the ways that they're able to bring through the transformation or the healing or the impact is happening quicker and quicker too, because they're tapping into their inner gifts. They're tapping into their sensitivities. They're, owning their telepathic communication skills. They're seeing, they're knowing, they're hearing, right? And so where that comes from is a deep inner trust with yourself, a deep connection with yourself, a connection to what I'm referring to right now is like your high heart, right? So it's like where our hearts, the way that I see them, are like most powerful, magnetizing, manifesting, vibrational frequency, superpowers, whatever you want to call it for yourself. And yeah, Natasha says life is about ease and flow, right? Yeah, totally. And, it's taken me some time to actually unhook from it all. And so, as you're, the heart, right? It's this electromagnetic field. What happens through life is we have these pains and we have these traumas and we have these heartbreaks and the divorces and the failures in the business and the business partners, breaking apart. And then what we do is we like energetically start to protect our heart, right? So we put this protection around our heart, and not only do we like lose the powerful frequency that we can work from that space, but we also lose the connection, our own connection to it, right? We lose track of what's really important to us. We lose track why we went into business in the first place. Your priorities kind of get entangled with either other people you see doing a business, the generations before you. Like, I know for me, it was like when I like, for me to like be shifting it through my journey of shifting, right? Because so talk about beliefs. I was raised in a generation where it was like, very encouraged to get a corporate job that I would continue to be in for a very long time. And there's nothing wrong with this. And then I would have the pension and stuff. And, it was like, that's what I was like guided to. And like, even college wasn't like a real high recommendation or an option, right? I actually was one of the first people that I know going back, the generations that I know that actually went to college and finished college. My mother went to college. She didn't finish getting her degree. But so my point is, I was in the corporate world, and I would be working with people that were just downright like awful and doing, and working. I was in management when I was in my early 20s, And I was working in a grocery store. And the next level to that management would mean that I would be working, like in order to go through the management training, I'd have to work 3:30 in the afternoon until like midnight. And at the time it was like, I was in my 20s and I just wanted to go out and have a good time. And so I didn't end up going that track. I started to focus on getting a job Monday through Friday. But there was always something inside of me. And I don't have entrepreneurs in my life either. But there was always something inside of me, and I can still feel it actually as I touch myself and talk about it, that knew that I was going to help people in some way. And even when I was in my jobs, I was always in some kind of customer service or, some kind of customer service or service. Hi, Catherine. So my drive, so I went through corporate, but then my drive was always freedom. Like my being, soul likes freedom. I like to be able to choose what I do with my time, who I spend it with, what I do, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And so I'm going to leave you with a few things. Let me just make sure. I did make some notes and I just started rambling on. Because, yeah. Oh, here's the note I made is, so I'm talking about freedom, right? And my high school yearbook quote was from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And he says, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Like, that stood out to me. That was my yearbook quote. And to like realize that, just, put the connection to like, that has always been my drive about what it is that I wanted to create for my life. And so what happened, here we go. We're going back to beliefs. Is that because I was encouraged to do the corporate job, when I decided to go off on my own path, and not only go off on my own path but do something very different. I went into energy work. I went into understanding that mind-body connection and, how to work with energy to, support and ignite healing within other people, whether it was their physical body or their emotional body. Well, it's the physical body is a manifestation of the emotional anyway, but so I went off on that path, and in the beginning it was a little bit challenging because, I had beliefs like that the only way that I could be successful is if I was in a corporate job, right? So start to think to yourself, like if you're feeling like you are, not working smarter, you're working harder, you're pushing, but things aren't happening, you're exhausted, you have no time for yourself, essentially it's like all of your time is in your work. Like start to like take a look at, first of all, let's reevaluate. Like, are you enjoying yourself? Are you like still doing the things that caused, like, brought you to go into business in the first place? And what I'll tell you for myself is that, allow yourself to change. Because I've changed and evolved over this journey. And, even in that, and letting go of like just like focused on energy work or just focused on holistic health counseling, right? So allowing myself to evolve and change and, have different, expressions of who I am through a channel of business. But always the basis of it was that, how could I, guide others within themselves to the best version of themselves. And, and even like now it's like, let's clear what's in that heart space that's, got you maybe tied up in, some of the stories some of the stories, and maybe you've gotten tied up in the energy of those around you, or the beliefs of the people around you, or pressure from, a business partner, or even, a life partner, and, something also that I see happening is that, there's a lot of doing, busy, keeping busy. And that's actually an avoidance of actually looking at what is going on within you. So, couple of things for you to take a look at if you're feeling like this isn't what I wanted to do, like what's happening for me. So take a look at the beliefs that you have. Take a look at what's happening and what do I believe to be true about this. Because once you're aware of like what's operating under the background, hi Valika, hey John, once you're aware of what's operating or what's happening, you can become more clear about what's happening in the background, like, so, and then I want to see what else I wanted to share with you. I wish you guys see my notes. They don't make any sense to me. Why? I did have, okay. 2 more things about this whole thing about kind of being off track and getting back into, remembering why you're doing the thing that you're doing, right? Why are you running your business? Why are you sharing your art and your healing, right? If you are, it's like it's so wild. This is where it's like I love just to kind of go in and like read people's energy that, something's happening in their lives, and I can go in and like read the pattern of the thoughts and the beliefs, and this is where unfuck your mind comes from, because once you have the awareness, you can shift what you can, and it's not even true. Here's what's true. It's so much about choice. Right? I say all the time, like, choice is your superpower. So you choose, and whatever's in the way is going to come to the surface. But here's what happens. If what comes to the surface you don't deal with, right? If something comes to the surface and you're not dealing with stuff that's going on in your personal life, right? So you're busy, so you don't have to deal with your personal life, or, you were actually afraid for it to be easy. That was one of mine, where it was like, who am I to, I'll actually leave a link in the comments here about a blog that I just wrote today. It's like, who am I to let it be so easy for me when, I saw the generations before, like work, and, have it affect their emotional and physical well-being. All right. I just, put the comment in there. So, what I used to, it's like, what I used to say to myself, who am I to let it be easy? Who am I to use my intuition and my sensitivities and my skills to be able to like create a quick, fast shift in someone's life? Well, I am, because I get to decide so. But I was like fighting that within myself, and that would manifest on what would be happening in my business. Hi, Erica. And so the other belief that I wrote down, is afraid to let it, the third belief that is, you try to fit in, right? Because everyone around you is kind of like, like got stuff going on, and they're hectic and they're busy. And so it's like, you don't want to like not belong. So you kind of create like this, chaos in your own life to fit in. And so what I want to like, so now you have some ideas that there may be beliefs that you are, hooked into that are not really true for what's important to you, your heart and your soul, and why you came in to, do your business in the first place. Right. And so I already shared like how you can identify those, what some of the subconscious beliefs may be by taking a look at what's happening in your life. You can. So 4 steps I think I wrote down. I don't know. Did I? My notes are just. This is what happens. I was actually. I don't know. Do you guys get this too? Is like, it's just like the idea comes and I just like have to like I just start writing it down, and I just don't want to take the time to like make things neat. I just when I trust more in what comes through me, it does come through like with ease. So things that you want to do. Right? Because here's the thing. We are wrapping up a decade. We're wrapping up the end of a year. You know, we are going into like a brand new decade, and there's no reason to like not evaluate like how are things going? What do I want to carry into next year? How do I want to be showing up? Right? So, and remember, energy is here to serve you. So wherever you are operating from, so if you're operating from like busyness and stress and, you know, overwhelm and anxiety, well, an energy is going to meet you there. So this is an invitation for you to take a pause, because here's the thing is like when you start getting into that, like that excess emotional state, right? It gets even harder to connect with what's real, right, and true for you. And so pause. And what will keep you from taking that pause is that excess emotion, which is actually your triggered nervous system, because your nervous system is an indicator of a message that your body's trying to get to you that you're not listening to. Right? So when you have this nervous system, it does cause the emotional anxiety and the overwhelm and the, the fear. And then your mind starts getting really busy, right? Because your nervous system's ignited. Then your mind's coming up with stories of like, how do I need to like survive this thing that ever is happening? It doesn't know that a bear isn't coming. It just knows that you're stressed and it has to like look. So what does it do? It looks for all of the problems. And then when we're looking for more of all of the problems, we get more problems. So what you do is you take a pause, and I share all that because the part of you that's harried wants to stay on alert, wants to make sure that like it takes care of any of the things that it needs to take care of and what's happening. So know that, take the pause anyway, because it's not going to take as long as you think it's going to take to like, all right, let me get tuned back into myself. Let me see what's going on here. What am I saying about what's happening? What am I believing about what's happening? Right? Tune back into your heart space. You know, am I doing what I love? Does this feel good? Allow yourself to change if not. Right? Yes, Erica says. And, you know, don't let your mind jump on the crazy train. Right? Like, don't believe everything that you say to yourself. Right? So be fierce in what you allow to go through your mind. Keep continuing to choose what it is that you want for yourself, allowing it to alchemize. Let energy serve you. So it's like when you're tapped into like your centeredness, your heart, like your grounded energy, right? It's easier to tap into flow. And when you're following that inner guidance, when it's coming from inspiration, when it's coming from your soul, when it's coming from like the essence you are, the channel of consciousness that you are, it is with ease. And so I think that's it. Oh, let me just share this with you guys. So talk about dropping into flow, right? So talking about letting it be easy is that what I've been calling it the magic life lately, because it's like when I've started to like, there's a lot of things coming through right now. Let me stay focused on this story, which is magic life. It's just like what you need just starts to show up. What you're ready for shows up. The people come into your life, the things that you've asked for, and maybe you even forgot that you asked for them. A need is fulfilled that you didn't even know you had a need. I will tell you this, like, where this is like a fun story. Me and my friend were hiking one day, and she's talking about this awesome water filter thing she has, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And it's just like you can fill like any kind of water, like from like what I was thinking about, we have a place up in New Hampshire on a lake. It's like you could just fill that and it cleans everything and it's drinkable water from a lake. I was like, that is amazing. And she's telling me that it does like it could clear out fluoride and stuff too. And so I'm getting a tickle. Love all of this. Energy goes where energy flows. Yeah, energy goes where your attention, energy flows where your attention goes too. So that's why I talk about, like, be the dominion of your mind. If your mind is going to worry, if your mind is going to gossip, if your mind is going to like fear and overwhelm and stories of trying to survive or whatever, energy is going to meet you there, because that's how fucking powerful you are. You are in a dance with everything that's going on around you. True statement. What you need starts to show up, right, Ian? Yes. Yes. That's that Napoleon Dynamite gif. Yes. It's so true. So she's telling me the filter. Here's the important piece, is that I think she was telling me it was like $250. And so I had just decided, I was like, I'm getting it. Like, I just chose, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. What's the name? I put it in my phone. I was just like, going to go home and take care of it. Right? I come home, and like 15 minutes after I get home, my drama. It's funny to watch myself sometimes. It's funny to watch the evolution of who I've become. And the more that you can detach from who you think you're supposed to be and just allowing the essence and the energy that you are to come through and letting your, gifts be expressed, it's the easier things are. And so 15 minutes, I'm home, and she messages me or calls me, I don't remember. Oh no, she messages me. She's like, I just found the water filter at a tag sale, $15, but I'm going to talk it down to 10. Do you want it? Yes. So I actually manifested or attracted into my life a water filter through my friend at a tag sale for like $10. And it's awesome. It is like, I am drinking so much more water, I think. And it tastes good. And I make my ice cubes out of it. So, people have made fun of me before about the things that I manifested. I manifested a table. I manifested this, like, can you see it if I go like this? Hold on. See that room divider thing right there? I just said I wanted it and it showed up. Oh, I've got some other things that I manifested, but they're kind of like part of a little top secret thing that I'm working on, and I can't wait to share more of what that is. But it's just like, one more thing I want to share about the magic life is that it's like when you are, tuned in, when you are allowing your gifts to come through, when you are like, owning who you are and like really choosing. I mean, I can't express more powerfully that choice, because once you choose, like, the universe conspires, everything comes together. And so where was I going with that? Choose. Oh, it's like, who you're meant to work with, the people that you are meant to impact, the people that you are meant to cross paths with will show up. And, getting back to the work smarter, not harder, is that when you're using energy, when you're using the essence that you are, when you're using your, extrasensory gifts and have that deep trust and relationship with yourself and connection to your high heart and your higher self, like, you can trust what's coming through you no matter what is happening and unfolding, even if it's uncomfortable, right? Meaning that you know, sometimes it's like, I've just been having these exchanges with, you know, people around me where it's like the events are triggering. They're triggering for both of us. And, but it's divine, right? And then it's divine. And so in that, because it's like we're coming up to and for and with each other to kind of be like, hey, you're holding on to like some limitations and you forgot who you are and you forgot your love. So I'm kind of gonna like poke at this thing for you so you can really take a look at, what am I believing that's not true about myself? Because the only reason why something would be hurtful to you that somebody else did or said is because like there's something that you believe about it to be true that's actually not true. So Erica says, and then you see signs to confirm it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you are the creator of the signs too. I mean, so it's just like just start calling it in, just start deciding. So when it comes to, you know, your business, when it comes to, you know, working smarter, not harder, start choosing, start deciding, you know, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want my day to look like? You know, the funny thing is as I said at the beginning of this video, is like, the entrepreneurs and the business leaders, right? They're always striving, right? Which nothing wrong with that, but let's not miss the journey in between. Because I share that because you not only will you miss the journey between and the miracles you create and the healing and the inspiration and, you know, whatever it is that you're here to do, you know, the ripple effect that you're here to have on the world. It's like at one point my forward focus was so like far ahead and I was feeling frustrated. So there's the signal. Hi, Glenn. Hey, Marcia. That I was so far ahead that I had not even realized. Oh, I was frustrated. That's the signal. Frustrated means there's something I'm believing that's a lie. That's not true. Frustrated that I wasn't at the space that I wanted to be in my business. Well, when I paused, I realized I was actually trying to follow my mentor's like box and guideline. And it was really about like, what did I want for me? And so I realized at that point in time that I was actually living my life. I was actually living the life that I had designed years before, of the freedom of time, of being able to do what I want, of being able to have an impact on people and enjoy the work that I'm doing. So get back to why it is that you are doing the thing, running your business, sharing your art and your message, get back to why you want to do in the first place and start choosing, start deciding, and be okay with changing your mind. You may like drop into a new reality and a new, experience of consciousness where you're doing some things that you thought you wanted. You get to change your mind. You can be like, change it up, change it up, change it up. This is always my focus. It's like, how do I want to live? What is it I want to create? And, earlier this year, these new energetics dropped in, and I'm doing these breakthrough activations with people where they are profound and precise and powerful, and I'm doing them my way. They're a signature piece of my work in my business that allows me to maintain the freedom that I like in my life and also have a high. It's possible because, connection available. It's possible. I chose it. I decided it. So get back into what it is that feels good for you. Unhook from the beliefs that are holding you back. Tune back into your heart and drop into that energy. Drop into energy. You know how to do this. You know how to work with energy. You forgot maybe because you became too busy. And if some of the things that I shared here today like fires you up, got you excited, got you inspired, and you want to tap more deeply into your own energetic frequency, you want to clear your heart from, whatever is keeping you from having the clarity or that connection to your high heart and your high self, and you want to, maintain or even create more magic, or even like shift the stories and like, have support in and confidence in creating those new choices for yourself. Happy, healthy, and hot is open just for a few more days. We're going to be talking about these things. This is a group course for, empathic entrepreneurs and sensitive leaders who have an impact on the world. And you've been through a bunch of change. And now there's ways of ease that this is like the next evolution of the iPhone, right? It's like tapping into what's within you and allowing yourself to be in that energetic connection, in that flow, and really being, the conscious creator of what it is that you want to bring into the next decade. Okay? Like really, and yeah, if you're curious about this, if it's a good fit for you, send me a message. But we already started. The information's in there waiting for you. We're going to be going through, the group will be open through January 1st, 2020. You're going to have my support the entire time. Channeled energetic transmissions. Going to do I'm going to do a group breakthrough activation specifically focused on the heart and clearing whatever's in the way. And then you're going to have my support around, moving through those shifts. What's super cool about this work is that it actually can be easy, right? That, so I'll leave you with this thought, because it is, it's like a thought in the healing community even, is that even life, and change has to be hard, or, creating the shifts has to be hard, and it doesn't have to actually. So just like work smarter, not harder. Same thing with the evolution of who you are. There are smarter ways to do it, and it is about tapping into energy and frequency and consciousness, and I'm your guide. So let's do this. So whether it's happy, healthy, and hot, here's the thing is like, that's a frequency, right? If you're tuned into that, what can you imagine energy serves you in that way? So whether maybe it's like fierce, powerful, and on fire, whatever it is for you, let's get you into that vibe and tap into the frequencies around you and have energy be serving you. And so that you can step into, 2020 and beyond, with the ease that is possible. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for, if you know anybody that would benefit from this video, please do share it with them. And I hope to see you inside happy, healthy, and hot. Have a good night.